Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and I'm going to talk about today another article that was released early on the Nicola Bulley case on the 8th of February. I just find these articles fascinating, reading them now after everything that's come out in the inquest. What thoughts were then? And what people were saying then. And this particular article includes comments from a very close friend of the family, Tilly Ann, who I've no idea who that is. But anyway, comments from them. So let's chat. So this article, let me get it up to show you. It starts off, it's the Chronicle, and it was on the 8th of February 2023. For those of you who don't know anything about the Nicola Bulley case, Nicola was a 45-year-old mother of two who went missing while walking her dog beside the River Wyre in St Michael's in the north of England, and disappeared. Month, and all that was found was her phone. Her mobile phone was on the bench, and the dog's harness was on the side of the river. Unfortunately, then, despite many searches by many different organisations, no sign was found of Nicola that day or for 23 further days. Then Nicola was found, unfortunately, deceased in the river 23 days later on the 19th of February. So this particular article is more or less in the middle of that time, and the headline was 6 unanswered questions as police search for missing mum. So it has been said that a number of aspects with regards to the case failed to add up. Now, where we are now in October of 2023, we've had the inquest in June, which was found to be accidental death, despite there being reports of a man in black in the area, screams heard, various things, too numerous to mention. And we are now currently waiting for the report from the police commission into their handling of this case, because a lot of people still feel that Nicola may have come to some harm in some way, because it has not been felt by everyone that the inquest answered all the questions that needed answering. So let's look back at some of these questions from then and see how have they been answered. So police, family and the local community continue their search for the missing woman, Nicola Bulley, who vanished 12 days ago. And while a thorough investigation is currently taking place, there are still no real clues as to what has happened to the 45-year-old mother of two. It is believed that Nicola was walking her dog near the River Wyre, Lancashire, just after a school run shortly before she went missing. Now, in a minute, after I've read these 6 things that don't add up, we'll be looking at the 11 facts that people should know, according to Tilly Ann. So, her reports are that her phone was left on a bench near the river. Her dog Willow was found nearby. Police officers say they are working on the theory that the 45-year-old, who has been described by friends as a strong swimmer, but by the coroner as a holiday swimmer, fell into the river. But that line of investigation has been questioned by friends and family. Lancashire police have consistently said there are no signs of any third-party involvement in her disappearance. The mortgage advisor was last seen while walking Willow on Friday the 27th of January in the Lancashire village of St Michael's on Wyre. Nicola, known as Nikki, left her daughters aged 6 and 9 at school before heading to the towpath overlooking the River Wyre. A specialist water search team has been working on the river for the last 2 days, with expert Peter Falding saying a number of things didn't add up. So, of course, Peter is like persona non grata now for saying what he thought, really. Anyway, here are some unanswered questions. 1, the lack of CCTV. There were images of Nicola shared from her own doorbell camera that showed her packing up the car ready for the school run, but there is a lack of CCTV from the towpath area. The CCTV camera at a residential park on the upper field of the path had only one camera working. If it had been working, it would likely have been able to pick up what happened around the bench. Superintendent Sally Riley says several exits of the Riverside area have CCTV covering them, or exits are locked and therefore, where's that gone? Couldn't have been passed through by Nicola. There's only a very small area onto Garstang Lane towards the A586, which is not covered by CCTV, and that's why we're appealing today for dash cam footage, or for people who may have been walking on Garstang Lane or driving in the area to come forward if they can. Number 2, the 10 minutes not accounted for. Lancashire Police have said there are 10 minutes they cannot account for between the last sighting of Nicola at 9:10 and 9:20 a.m, when Nicola's phone was found on a bench, still connected to the work call she was on. On Tuesday, February the 7th, police gave up an update on timings. 8:26, Nicola left her home address with her children. 8:40, she dropped her children off at school. 8:43, seen on the river path towards the gate and bench on the lower field. 8:47, someone who knows her saw her with the dog and the 2 dogs briefly interacted. 8:53, she sent an email to her boss. 8:59, she sent a message to a friend. 9:01, she logged onto a Teams call. 9:10, last confirmed sighting of Nicola. 9:20, her phone was located on the bench. 9:20 that was. 9:30, Teams call ended. 9:33, Nicola's phone and dog were found by a witness. 3, why no one saw anything? Police have revealed that more than 700 drivers are being approached in the hope they can offer clues in the search. Police are speaking to hundreds who travelled through the town of St Michael's on Wyre around the time Nicola went missing. A team of 40 detectives are currently investigating approximately 500 different lines of inquiry. At a press conference, Lancashire Police Superintendent Sally Riley said, "We have now identified around 700. Where's it gone? We've now identified around 700 vehicles that drove through the village on that morning on the 27th of January at around 9:10 to 9:15 a.m. We are in the process of speaking to all of those drivers to try and find out if they have any dash cam footage, what they saw on that day, or anything else that may be of value to the police inquiry." Number 4, question over the river. According to forensic search expert Peter Falding, the part of the river where Nicola was last seen is not fast moving. He has described it as black murky water that can be difficult to see in. He told the Blackpool Gazette, "It's not a fast tidal river. It's around 2 or 3 metres deep, but there are a lot of shallows." Mr. Falding said he would have to check for any drains in the riverbed while rechecking all areas already probed by police adding, "You can search one day and the body can move down from another location, so everything has got to be rechecked." I wonder how often that's rechecked. Superintendent Sally Riley, who is leading the investigation, described the river as a complex area to search. She told a press conference on Tuesday, "It is not a still water, it is a fast flowing, moving water which is tidal in parts." Sorry, that is absolute rubbish. This makes it particularly complex. We have already discounted particular areas of the river, but as they are tidal, we have researched them to make sure nothing has been washed back into these search areas. We have 6 people searching the riverbanks every day. These are specially trained search officers who are systematically, methodically searching the riverbank and open ground. Now, why the bench area was not cordoned off. Police reconfirmed on Tuesday their belief remains that Nicola sadly fell into the river, and this is a missing person inquiry. Superintendent Riley said, "We believe Nicola remained in the riverside area," before adding that the search was being extended out to the sea due to the nature of the river. Gosh, what a load of hogwash. Number 6, why the phone was left on a bench. When Nicola's phone was found on a bench near to where she was last seen, it was still dialed into a work call and was alongside Willow's harness. Some people have suggested she left it there to deal with something, with the aim of coming back to it once it was over. I mean, that is possible. Mr. Falding did say, and not only Mr. Falding, but Paul actually said, PA actually said the same thing, that the phone may have been left behind as a decoy by a third party involved in the disappearance. This comes after he noted that she had fallen in the water. Her dog Willow, who was found at the scene, would have caused a disturbance if she had fallen in the water. Okay, is that the last one there? So let's go back. The 11 facts that Tillian felt that we should know. Let me find that. Now, it's funny because supposedly this is a trusted family friend, is it? So we've not heard anything from them since, have we? I know I'm going to get lots of nasty comments probably as usual after this. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here we go. The 11 facts in Nicola Bulley's disappearance that people should know. So, a friend of missing, keeps jumping about, sorry. A friend of missing mother of 2 Nicola Bulley has shared information about the case which she thinks people should know. The friend, named Tillian, who claimed to be acting with the family's permission, just wondering, I'm wondering why they say she claimed to be. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, listed 11 points of interest, which include the issue of CCTV, saying the only camera that could have shown everything was not working. This is Tillian that said this. And the fact that Nicola's dog was not wearing its harness, which she explained would have been normal practice. The friend also issued a plea for trolls to stop causing hurt and distress. Her post on Facebook follows days of anguish over the missing dog walker in Lancashire who has not been seen since January the 27th. Police, The dog's trying to get me to stroke him. Police have said they believe the 45-year-old may have fallen into the River Wyre, while Nicola's sister, Louise Cunningham, said there was no evidence whatsoever for this theory and urged the public to keep an open mind. Not now, we're not supposed to. As the search continues, Tilly-Ann shared 11 points on Facebook, which she believes the public should know, saying she had permission from Nicola's incredibly close family before posting. She went on to describe the toll the trauma is having upon them. She described Nicola's sister Louise as pretty much living. Pretty much living. What does that mean? Living hell, was that supposed to be? And wrote of the missing woman's partner, Paul Ansell. We can see the hurt and pain and see how much he's struggling to hold back the tears. He is completely focusing on his girls, because if he even stops to think about anything else, he will lose it, and he doesn't want to worry his girls even more than they already are, which is understandable. Tilly listed a series of points concerning her friend's disappearance, which she believes the public should know. She wrote, Paul and Nikki both mostly work from home, which is why he was at home that day. They have CCTV, and there is a reason why Paul has never been a suspect. Family and friends need these accusations to stop immediately. The fact that I've had to write this is disgusting, to be honest. They both do this work regularly, and Paul is very well known in the community and very well recognised. The dog never has her harness on for a chunk of that walk. It's removed at the gate at the top field and then put on at the gate when they leave. Well, there are a lot of photos where it's not like that. They very rarely take the ball out for walks with Willow now, because she's very, very protective over the ball and haven't done for a while. So there are a lot of photos of, they must be old photos then, I presume, of Willow with the ball. Let's see. Nikki quite often would put her phone on loudspeaker when talking. The dog was found very close to the bench and the harness. Now we know that has been said. Different people have said different things. The harness was found on the floor, not on the bench. Nikki is an incredibly strong swimmer. Not a holiday swimmer. See how it's all changed completely. You know, before, some of you trolls that troll me, you know, you talk about trolling and then you troll me, say horrible things to me. Just my question to you would be, just think about what this lady is saying here. Nikki, an incredibly strong swimmer, but by the time it got to the inquest, she was a holiday swimmer. You know, there's no signs that she fell into the water, you know, and then suddenly it was an accidental death. You know, it's just, that's why people are confused. And people, they do care about Nikki. Whatever you think, you can call people what you like, but they feel that there's something not right about this, and that Nikki has not been now really what you perhaps should do, instead of being horrible to everybody, is to say, well, look, thanks for caring about Nikki, but blah de blah de blah, instead of just being nasty. So the dog was dry when found. So the dog did not jump in the river after Nicola, which to me seems strange. Nikki drove to the school and then left her car there and walked to the river, but nobody saw her. There's CCTV at the back of the caravan park. The only camera that isn't working is the one that would have seen everything. What they say, so she drove to the school, left her car at the school, and walked to the river. So I think the school, isn't it, on the other side? I have a photo somewhere, don't I? Let's have a look. I'm feeling a little bit. I mean, I'm carrying on with this until the we get the results of that, and then after that, I'm going to have to think about, what am I going to do? I thought I had a bit. Right, okay. Now, I just want to go off this a minute. Well, I'll carry on, then I'll show. So she walked from the school. She parked at the school. This is the friend Tillian. Now, these are facts. According to her from back in February, Nikki drove to the school, then left her car there and walked to the river. So the dog was dry when found. The dog has since been back. What does that mean? There's CCTV at the back of the caravan park. The only camera that isn't working is the one that would have seen everything. And then later, the caravan park said that they were working. She added, what her family need right now is as much positivity as possible, please. So, police and search specialists from Her Majesty's Coast Guard and the Fire Service continue to scour the area, looking for clues to explain what happened to Nicola, and hundreds of volunteers have already joined searches in St Michael's on Wyre. The detective leading the search for Nicola has admitted there is no evidence to support the theory. Am I in a parallel universe? There is no evidence to support the theory she slipped into the River Wyre, but said an attack is unlikely. Police believe this to be the most likely scenario, and they say there is nothing that points to third-party involvement. Speaking to the Sunday Times, Superintendent Sally Riley said her officers had not found any proof that Nicola had fallen into the river. She said there were no scuff marks on the ground close to where her phone was found, but she would not necessarily expect there to be. If it is sheer and you lose your footing, you may not have left any marks left on the grass. You may not have any marks left on the grass. I think you would have some signs. If somebody was falling into the river, at least they would try and grab hold of something. Anyway, she added, when you triangulate all the witnesses, the CCTV, the digital and the telephone, the whole picture, it produces such a tiny window for criminal involvement that it becomes highly unlikely. Yeah. Okay, so no evidence of a falling in the river, no evidence of a not falling in the river, just no evidence, isn't it? Now, I want to show you, because there, Tillian, the friend, said it was a fact, one of the 11 facts, that Nicola parked at the school and walked from there. So what I want to have a look at is, I've got the picture up there. I've got the drone picture that one of my subscribers very kindly sent me. So we can see, so this is the school. So she crossed the road, I presume. Because is the church, or did she walk up the side of the road here? And what he means here, where it says Wyre, he wrote me an email, said that should be Weir, but I think we know that. That's where the Weir is, not the Wyre. So Nicola Park, according to Tillian, this is a fact, Nicola parked at the school and then walked here, the church, over the bridge, and did this walk. The bench is here. So, but didn't the witnesses say they saw her in the field? So the witnesses actually saw her. Do you see? It's so confusing. So she walked before the witnesses saw her. So she chatted to people at the school, apparently. And that's when she sort of disappears off the radar, isn't it? Supposedly she had a couple of conversations with people at the school. And then she left the car there. So this is where she was never seen, you know, walking along this road or around here, or, you know, so yeah. So why this road that's so busy, and they said they questioned 700 vehicles. I mean, that road never stops. It's you know, it's one car after another. Somebody surely would have seen her. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be dash cam evidence. Wouldn't they have just noticed her? As you know, she's an attractive woman. I know it's a freezing cold day and people are, you know, going off to work. But when you're in your car going along, like men would notice a woman, and women might notice and might think, oh, she's got nice hair, or I like her boots, or that's a nice dog. I mean, there's all sorts of, you know, reasons why you might notice someone. You know, it will always stay in my mind of why nobody saw her from the school. Well, they saw her in the distance, didn't they? Dog walkers and things. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So there's the school, and she walked along here. Yeah. Oh, that's actually her grave there, I think, because of course this drone photo was taken after she was buried in the. I think it was about June time. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, that is Nicola's grave, I think, because it doesn't have a gravestone. It's right in this little corner here. Bless her. It's a very beautiful place. It's a very peaceful place. Okay. That's somebody in the bushes there. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Somebody walking their dog there by the look of it. What's this over here? Sorry, I'm just. Is that somebody or is it a gap in there? No, it's a person, isn't it? I think that is a person. I think so. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. I just wanted to read that out to you. That article. I find these articles interesting. Knowing what we know now, the extra things that we know that now. Again, that Tilly-Ann, when she was telling us all the facts, she didn't say anything about the struggles Nicola was having with menopause or alcoholism. She didn't mention anything about, maybe she didn't know about the man in black, the screams that were heard, etc. I mean, did the family know about that before the inquest? Because they were big shocks, I think. And it's like, why mention them and then just tell us to disregard them? Anyway, I think the clearest thing we can see there is, yes, at the time, the family themselves were determined that Nicola had not gone into the river, that she had not had an accident, that the phone, etc., were decoys. And now, after the inquest, suddenly it was, oh no, she, you know, there weren't decoys, and yes, she must have slipped in the river, and blah blah blah. So that's all I'd say about that. Is it's interesting to, so we're going, it's interesting to see these things. So we're going to look at, you know, another thing I'm going to look at in a video before we get the results of the police inquiry is the crime rate in that area, which is like really odd, you know, for what's supposed to be a safe place. There's quite a lot of crime. But anyway, I'm going to look at that in the next video. So thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. Those of you who've become members. All of you like my videos or leave me any positive comments. Some of you go so far as to buy me a Ko-fi, or you send me supers. I really appreciate everything you do to support my channel, even if it's just sitting at home watching. Thank you so much. And we just keep plugging away until it comes to a time where maybe that you know, we just have to look, we do have to look away from this and just accept it, and until any new evidence comes up. Okay, thank you so much. So remember to live and love very wisely, very carefully. And I'll see you again very soon, the next video. Until then, may your God go with you.